Hello, my dear children. Children, in the class of electronics, we are going to study PN junction diode. Before we proceed ahead with our discussion of PN junction diode, let us know something very important and very interesting, and that is mechanism of conduction by electrons and holes. Children, we have already studied that there are two types of extrinsic semiconductors. P type of extrinsic semiconductors and N type of extrinsic semiconductors. Well, P type of extrinsic semiconductors have holes as majority charge carriers, whereas N type of extrinsic semiconductors have electrons as majority charge carriers. In absence of any battery, these electrons and holes in N type and P type of extrinsic semiconductors, they keep moving randomly and haphazardly in all directions with all possible speeds. Since they move in all directions with all possible velocities, their average velocity comes out to be 0. But when these extrinsic semiconductors are connected across a battery, when we connect a battery across these extrinsic semiconductors, DC battery, well, these electrons and holes, they start moving with certain fixed velocity. That fixed velocity is called as their drift velocity. But how do these electrons conduct? How these holes help in conduction? Let us understand that. This is very, very interesting discussion. Children, this is a block of solid. This is a block of semiconductor whose base material is silicon. And this block of semiconductor is connected across a battery. You can see it is a battery connected. This is the positive terminal of the battery, and this happens to be the negative terminal of the battery. Well, let us say this is a free electron in this semiconductor, and we have a hole here. So with the help of this electron, we'll understand the mechanism of conduction by electron, and with the help of this hole, we'll understand how hole help in conduction. And remember, hole are the majority charge carriers in P type of materials, and the conduction is going to be there with the help of holes only. So this is something very, very interesting. Well, how electrons help in conduction? See, this is a free electron. In absence of any battery, the electron moves randomly and haphazardly in all directions with all possible speeds. But when battery is connected, what happens? This electron experiences a force towards this positive plate. So how this electron is going to move towards this positive plate? It is not a free space. Force acts over electron and electron will shoot its way to this positive plate. No, not at all. It is a jam-packed solid structure. An electron has to move through this jam-packed solid structure. So how this electron moves? Well, this electron moves by playing a very popular Indian game of Kho-Kho. All of you are familiar with this very popular Indian game, Kho-Kho. So how this electron moves? See, this electron is acted upon by a force towards this positive plate. But how it is going to move towards positive plate? See, this electron says Kho to this electron, and this electron comes out and becomes free. This electron occupies this place, and this electron comes out. Now this electron says Kho to this electron comes out. And this electron again pushes this electron, and this electron becomes free. This electron can push any of these three electrons. All these are degenerated electrons. If this electron says Kho to this electron becomes free. And this electron says Kho to this electron, it itself sits here, but this electron becomes free. This electron says Kho to this electron becomes free. This electron says Kho to this electron, it itself sits here, and this electron moves here, moves out. This electron again says Kho to this electron becomes free. And when this electron says Kho to this electron, what? This electron moves out. The moment an electron moves out, right at the same instant, an electron jumps in so that the fresh Kho is started. So what happens? This way, total number of electrons throughout the conductor, total number of electrons throughout the semiconductor per unit volume remains constant. As many electrons leave the block per second, same number of electrons move inside from the other side. And this way, electrons move by playing a very popular Indian game of Kho-Kho. And the average speed with which the electrons moves towards this positive plate is called their drift speed. The formula of drift speed is same as the drift speed we have already studied in electricity. E tau by m, V by L. V is the potential difference across the terminals of the battery and L is the length of the conductor. E elementary charge, tau relaxation time, m mass of electron. The same formula, same concept. But electrons are moving from, say, negative side to positive side of these plates by playing this very popular Indian game Kho-Kho. Well, all these holes help in conduction. This is the mechanism of conduction in N type of semiconductor. And in P type of semiconductor, the conduction takes place with the help of holes. So how these electrons move, how these holes help in conduction. Let us understand that. See, this is a hole. Now what happens? In the absence of any battery, these holes also keep moving randomly and haphazardly in all directions with all possible velocities. Their average velocity is 0. But the moment we connect this battery, these holes get a direction to move. Holes are not positive charge. Holes are not positive charge, but they behave like positive charge. As a result, they tend to move towards this negative plate. And these holes move by catching the electrons. From whichever place the hole catches an electron, it itself moves there. It itself moves there. So let us see this electrical conduction here. See, this is hole, this is electron. All these are degenerate electrons in the electrons of same energy. When this electron jumps here, what happens? This hole is destroyed. Instead, a hole is created here. Out of these 3 electrons, if any of the electrons jumps here, what happens? This hole is destroyed. Instead, a hole is created here. If this electron jumps here, this is no more a hole. It is destroyed. But instead, a hole is created here. Remember, hole is deficiency of electron. So see, the deficiency of electron was here. Now it has moved to this point. If any of these electrons jumps here, well, this is no more a hole. Well, instead a hole is created here. The deficiency of electron is created here. If this electron jumps here, what happens? This is no more a hole. Instead, the deficiency of electron is created here. If any of these 3 electrons jump here, this is no more a hole. Instead, a hole is created here. If this electron jumps here, what happens? This is no more a hole. Instead, a hole is created here. If any of these 4 electrons jumps here, what happens? If any of these 4 electrons jumps here, this is no more a hole. Instead, a hole is created here. Now, if an electron jumps here from external circuit, this is no more a hole. Instead, the hole what? Instead, the hole moves, say, out. The moment the hole moves out by taking an electron from external circuit, then and there an electron moves out so that the fresh hole is created here. So what is happening here? See, the holes are moving. The holes are moving. This was the free hole. It is moving where? Towards negative plate, and they are moving here like this. That's how the holes are moving. That's how the holes are moving. As the hole moves out of the external circuit, an electron jumps out so that the fresh hole is created here. See, the holes are moving as if they are what? They are positive charges, but they are not. Whichever place electron they catch, they themselves move there. So hole is simply deficiency of electron. If an electron enters into the hole, it is destroyed. But from whichever place that electron moves into the hole reaches there. So that's how these holes are moving towards this negative plate. So children, let's begin with PN junction diode, the agenda which was told to you right in the beginning of the session. Well, PN junction diode is formed when 2 different extrinsic semiconductors, P and N, are fused to each other. When 2 different materials, P and N, are fused means welded to each other, and electrical connections are obtained from both the sides, we get a 2-terminal device which is called PN junction diode. This is the block diagram of PN junction diode. And if we make a triangle like this, and at the vertex of the triangle we draw a straight line parallel to the base of the triangle. This is again a p-n junction diode, and this is called as schematic or symbolic representation of junction diode. That's how junction diode is made in any electronic circuit. So children, what happens when this junction is formed? What happens over the junction when p-n junction diode is formed? Well, when we fuse p and n, we know p has large number of, p type of material has large number of holes, and n type of material has large number of electrons. Electrons are majority charge carriers here and holes are the majority charge carriers here. And what happens when the two different materials are fused? Fused means welded. The junction is heated to such high temperature such that the material of p and n, they melt, and when they melt they intermingle into each other, they fuse into each other, they move into each other. This is what is called as fusion. So when the two materials are fused, what happens? Electrons diffuse from n side to p side. That's how electron diffuse. Electrons move from n side to p side. That's how electrons move. And we know p type of material is electrically neutral, n type of material is also electrically neutral. Now if this n type of material, which is electrically neutral, is losing some electrons, so what happens? It becomes positively charged. And whichever neutral material these electrons are added to, that neutral material becomes what? Negatively charged. So each electron which is moving from n side to p side leaves behind positive charge. This is positive charge. And whichever hole they combine with, they move on to other side and they combine with the hole. And whichever hole they combine with, they create negative charge there. These are the negative charges created. They create negative charge on the other side. See, this negative charge which is created now start exerting a repulsive force over further incoming electrons. These electrons which are due to come would now experience a force of repulsion because of this negative charge. But as long this diffusion continue, the charge grows. Yeah, over p side negative charge grows and over n side positive charge grows. And this growing negative charge exerts a greater and greater repulsive force over further incoming electrons. Over further incoming electrons. So what happens? Initially when there is no negative charge here over p side, there is no repulsive force over incoming electrons. Therefore, rate of diffusion, rate of diffusion initially is very, very high. But as the diffusion takes place, this negative charge is generated here. This negative charge starts repelling the further incoming electron. Therefore, what happens? The rate of diffusion decreases. But as long diffusion continues, this negative charge grows. Finally, a stage is reached when there is no more diffusion. Diffusion stops altogether. This negative charge here becomes so strong such that none of the electrons coming from n side are able to penetrate it. This negative charge accumulated becomes what? Impregnable. Electrons are not able to penetrate this region and combine with the holes here. So in this situation, well, the diffusion of electrons stops. And when there is no more diffusion of electrons from n side to p side, there exists a constant potential difference across the junction. This constant potential difference is called as contact potential. It is also called as junction potential. It is called as barrier potential. And value of this potential difference is 0.7 volt if p and n materials are made up of base material silicon. And otherwise this potential difference is what? 0.3 volt. 0.3 volt when the base material is germanium. So for germanium semiconductors, well, this potential difference is 0.3 volt. For silicon semiconductor, this potential difference is 0.7 volt. And this potential difference is very logically called as contact potential. Why? Because this potential difference is created the moment we bring two different external semiconductors in contact. This potential difference is called as junction potential. Why? Because this potential difference is created across the junctions of two different external semiconductors. And this potential difference is called as barrier potential. Barrier potential. Why? Because this potential difference acts as barrier for further diffusion of electrons from n side to p side. These electrons are not able to move, to p side. If they try to move, they have to return back. So this potential difference acts as barrier for diffusion of electrons from n side to p side. This whole story which I have stated in terms of diffusion of electrons from n side to p side can be restated in terms of diffusion of holes. So let's restate it. See, as the two different materials are fused to each other, two different materials means p and n type of materials are fused to each other, holes diffuse from p side to n side. Each diffusing hole leaves behind negative charge, and whichever electron it combines with, it creates a positive charge there. This growing positive charge, as the diffusion of holes continue, exerts greater and greater repulsive force over further incoming holes. Therefore, what happens? Initially the rate of diffusion of hole is very high, and as long the diffusion continue, the positive charge here goes on increasing. As the result, what happens? The rate of diffusion decreases because this positive charge exerts greater repulsive force over incoming hole. And finally, when there is no more diffusion of hole from p to n side, there exists a constant potential difference across the junction. That potential difference is called as what? Contact potential, junction potential, barrier potential. Barrier potential, yes. This potential difference acts as barrier for diffusion of holes from p side to n side. So this barrier potential, that is a very important name. So potential difference is called a barrier potential because this potential difference acts as barrier for diffusion of electrons as well as hole. This negative charge does not let electron to move to p side, and this positive charge does not let these holes to move to n side. So this potential difference is barrier potential difference. Well children, after this what we need to study is biasing of diodes. How do we use these devices practically? For that we have to understand the arrangement of battery, and that is what is going to be the agenda of our next class. So until we meet again, thank you very much and God bless you all.